Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk Shop with Russ. And yes, we are live. We are here, and Holly has been saying that she is so apprehensive about she's never done a live show or whatever. I seen her over there. She's like,
I just get nervous.
Russ, you're not supposed to say that.
You get nervous. Okay. Well, she gets nervous, so everybody annoy the hell out of her. She'll be more nervous tonight. So, but yeah, so we have Holly Denny on tonight, and Holly, I'll introduce you last.
Okay.
And since you're the guest, y'all guesses are always last, but going to have a great time. We tried to schedule her like a couple of weeks ago, and apparently she had a snowstorm in there, and she went. You're at your father's house tonight?
I drove no, not tonight. I got a laptop. I'm at home.
Oh. But
that night I drove an hour to my dad's to use his computer. I do not have a computer, believe it or not. I use my cell phone. But so I drove to my dad's to use the computer and the internet went out.
Yeah. See, they had a snowstorm and everything went out. So. Yeah. But anyway, let me talk about, before we go any further, make sure you put a thumbs up down there on that. And if you'll remember and hit that little bell thing up at the top, it will remind you every time I have a show. Thumbs up. And also, if you haven't already, you can subscribe.
Subscribe.
Subscribe and a thumbs up. That would be really great. I really appreciate it. And my sponsors are Devolvo Technologies. For web design, development, and hosting, visit devolvo.com. FastCap, innovative products for the professional woodworker. Go to fastcap.com. Rockler, 60 years in woodworking. Create with confidence. Visit rockler.com. And they just sent me a thing the other day to try out that miter thing. Oh, I'm going to try that one for sure. Bearwood Supply Company, your best choice for hard-to-find woodworking supplies. Go to bearwood.com. Klingspor, the sanding specialist. And by the way, Mike Klingspor, but that's really not his name, will be on at the end of the month to talk about Klingspor. And Seiko, the scroll saw specialist, Seiko.com, Scrollnado, dust collection for your scroll saw. You can find them on Amazon, and those are all my wonderful sponsors. They pay me well, trust me. But just to say their names. Let's go down and let everybody introduce themselves. And the first one is Brenda.
Hi, I'm Brenda G. Brenda G's Designs. You'll find me almost any place on the internet if you look for Brenda G's Designs. I have a YouTube channel where I do some crafting and I do some comedy. And I do a live stream on Thursday nights with Matt Haas called Mind Equals Blown. So if you haven't caught us, you need to come on over and catch the shows and have some fun with us.
Yeah, I wasn't able to be there last Thursday because the first Thursday of the month is our woodworking club meetings, and they finally started back up after all this COVID stuff. They're starting out in 2021. And so we had our first meeting. When the COVID came out in March, we go once a month. So we didn't have it in March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So what has it been? 10 months. We had our first woodworking club meeting the other night. And
y'all forgot what you was doing.
Well, we damn sure did. And I even forgot who all the people's names were. They had to have these little name tags on their shorts. Otherwise, I wouldn't know who the hell they were. Paul, tell us where we can find you.
Paul Corliss. You can find me at Paul's Messy Workshop on YouTube and Instagram, and here on Saturday nights. And I'm always the second to join the group because Brenda beats me in every week. But, thanks for having me on, Russ. Even though I'm
welcome. She usually does beat you. I admit that. So, Chris.
Hey gang, Chris here from the Old Cranky Workshop. You'll find me on YouTube and Facebook. Soon to be putting out some new videos. The final pieces of my shop were delivered, so we are up and running this week again. And I'm usually in the middle when I get logged on because Russ gets so distracted by being entertained by Brenda. He forgets to look down at the screen. So I'm somewhere in the middle.
Okay, Dixon.
Hey, everybody. It's good to be back. Glad that you're back, Russ, and good. I'm Dixon Hoffman at Hoffman's, and you can find me at Hoffman's Signs and Decals 3D Printing.
Al.
I'm Al Forte, Kilroy 79763, all over the place. I've got a stream on Twitch, 2 p.m. Sundays, and I'm also doing a show and a podcast with Javi from Javi's Woodshop at 9 p.m. Central, which is actually after the show. And Russ doesn't know this because I didn't have time to tell him, but I figured I'd go ahead and put a plug in for that.
Boo. Anyway, Jim, and how are you doing, my friend? I know you've had that surgery, and how's everything going?
Yeah, doing a lot better. Took a couple of long trips last week to see how things would work out, and one end worked okay and the other end didn't. So I'm still healing up a little bit on one side, but it's feeling a lot better than last week and the week before, that's for sure.
So, just what I know you have problems with your neck. What caused the problems with your neck?
I've got a bad job for driving a lot, and when you're tall, you're always looking down all the time anyway. So eventually, it just eats away at the discs in your neck, and
you're only like
just one at a time.
Yeah, I said you're only like 7'6", so you have to bend your head down to get in your damn car or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, the headrests and stuff in the car, it's kind of tilt forward, and if your head's up a little bit, you're always doing this. But it just one at a time. The disc just started going out. So, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, my problem is with my sciatic nerve. I pinched it years ago on my right side, and it just gives me. I'll go for a month or 2 months and not have any problems, and then you wake up on one morning and you go to get out of bed, and it's like, oh my God, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
So I know that very well, but and then last week I just wanted to say to everybody. Last week we had the show, and Daryl was supposed to be on, and I'm trying to get him scheduled for next week, next Saturday. But my wife, I had to rush her to the hospital last Saturday afternoon. She has AV node reentrant tachycardia or something like that. That's anyway. What happens is. For some strange reason, her the AV nodes are on the bottom of the heart, and they will start misfiring, and it gives her heart flutters. Under normal circumstances, the medication takes care of. She has them a few times. She'll say, "Oh, I'm having one of those spells," and within 2 or 3 or 4 minutes, it'll go away because the medication is taking care of the problem. She hasn't actually been in the ER in over 5 years. This is the first time in 5 years. So the medication is helping. But anyway, last Saturday afternoon, she had one of the spells and it wouldn't go away. Her heart rate when we got her to the ER was 286.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, she was running a marathon. When I took her into the ER and set her down in front of the lady, and I said, I took her in and set her down. I said, you need to get somebody here now. She's having, it's not really a heart attack, but she's having heart problems because I had pulled my car in front of the entrance. So I need to go move it. And I said, she don't need to walk. And the lady, because she don't want to go by ambulance. I told her I was going to call 911. She goes, no, take me to the hospital. I'll drive my car. So I took her in there. So when I came back in, obviously the lady did something, and she said the lady put something on her finger And when she saw that, she immediately called back, and they come out with a wheelchair and wheeled her right back and took her into the ER. But yeah, and what it is you have the top part of the heart is the atriums. They are the ones that bring the blood in and squeeze it to the bottom part of the heart, and the ventricles are the ones that squeeze it out into the lungs and other places. Well, hers is AV node reentrant tachycardia, so her ventricles will start to, it's a misfire of the heart, and they'll just start pumping away. And it's like you're on a runaway train, and there's no way to stop. And actually, what they have to do when they have this, and they've done it before, they actually have to put adenosine in, which actually stops the heart immediately. I mean, it's just stop the heart. It's like you're killing her in a way, because once it hits the heart quits beating. And but with adenosine, it's this kind of drug that only lasts for a short lifetime in the bloodstream. So the first dose they gave her, it stopped the heart, but it went right back up. They gave her a more of a bigger dose, and it goes in and stops the heart. The second dose did the trick, because it's like, and if they give the third dose of adenosine and it don't work, then they knock her out and shock her like you do on the paramedics do, like put the pads on and go boom. Yeah, they actually have to shock her to reset the heart. That's the only way to get it to reset. With the adenosine, it stops the heart from beating totally for a split second or two, and that usually resets the heart. So it always takes the second dose for some reason, but they gave her the second dose, and it stopped her heart. And then, I mean, she don't pass out or anything. It's just like they tell her to take a deep breath, and they insert it, and and a few seconds later she goes, and then you can see the pulse just start dropping rapidly. So, but that's what she has, and that's the reason we didn't have last week's show, because I was in the ER with my wife, and she was having to have her heart reset. This is so funny. I want to tell you this. We just put a movie in, and you remember the Robbie the robot that I showed y'all that I got from last week? She's never seen that movie, Forbidden Planet. We just
married her?
Huh?
You married her?
Yes, you've never seen that movie. So I put that movie in, and we started watching it, and so the doctor asked her, said, "What were you doing when you we had this spell?" She goes, "Well, my husband just put in a movie," and he goes, "You gotta quit watching porn."
Yeah.
And we both like rolled off, because she goes, "No, it wasn't that kind of movie." And he goes, "Yeah, right. That's the only thing I can think of to make your heart do this." But we just put in Forbidden Planet, and you know what? When she come home that afternoon, we got home about 8:00 that night after she got out of the hospital, and she goes, "Do you want to still watch that movie?" And I said, "Should we?" After all, it's what started all this, should we watch it? And so anyway, but yeah, she's doing fine. We make these trips to the ER. The medication she's on, and the doctor told her, it will not stop them from happening. It only controls them, and so you don't have these episodes. Well, every once in a while she has these episodes. So, but anyway, just to make a long story short, that's what happened last weekend. I'm sorry for canceling the show at the last minute, but that it is what it is. So, but tonight we have Holly Denny on, and your pink hair is just like, wow.
Actually, I dyed it red. It's faded.
I saw that. I saw the red. So what makes you choose these colors for dyeing your hair?
I love pink. It's my favorite color. And I saw it on some other girls, and I thought, well, it's kind of pretty. And some people, you either love it or hate it. And people tell me if they don't like it.
No, it looks good. It looks good. It's just unusual. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little unusual. So, I think the first time I ever saw you on YouTube is when you started that damn the burning with the
Lichtenberg stuff.
Lichtenberg stuff. You remember that?
Me?
Yeah.
I never touched that stuff.
You never touched that stuff? I thought it was you that started that. You were doing that stuff.
No, heck no. I'd be too scared. I'd blow myself up.
Well, for some reason, I thought that was the first thing I saw you do. So
It's okay with other people, but not me.
So what got you into woodworking?
I was one of those people that saw a video on Facebook and thought, hey, that's beautiful. It was actually Nick Zametti making the colored pencil resin bowl.
Yes.
That's what got me started in wood turning. I was stayed at home. I didn't have a job or anything. And my husband had a lot of woodworking tools and everything. I started out doing flat work. And then I got into wood turning and it was over. I loved it. I used to do it 10 hours a day. And I didn't even have any. I just loved it.
So that was the first thing that got you in was turning.
Yeah, it was a video.
A video. That's pretty cool. Other than, I know you're prominently known for your snowman, but other than your snowman, what other stuff have you turned?
I'm a spindle turner, so I'm going to tell you all the boring things like mallets, rolling pins. My angels are getting kind of popular. Mostly snowmen. I mean, I've turned other things. Cats. I mean, animals. People will ask me to turn an animal. That's a little bit different. But I don't use a chuck. I don't do bowls or anything like that. Even the snowmen are completely spindle turned.
Quick question for you, Holly. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah. Which is your main multimedia site that you use?
Facebook.
Okay. That's what I thought. I'm going to put your Facebook out there.
Yeah, that's where I I run my business. That's all I do.
Okay.
I get a lot of orders from Facebook. I get a lot of orders from Instagram. I'm just Holly Denny on Instagram.
Okay.
Everybody says I'll have a pink beard next week.
I think you should.
Well, I don't think my wife would appreciate that. So,
pink in time for Valentine's Day.
Yep.
Now I'll pay real money to see that. And I'm a cheapskate.
There you go, Russ. You're gonna get that down payment yet?
So so you got into spindle turning, but what actually led you into the snowman?
I thought it was, you know how when you start turning, people kind of suggest snowmen. They say, well, it's a simple project, and it is. So I tried it. But I have my first snowman I ever turned. I have it here. Would you like to see it?
Yeah, sure. This is the very first snowman you ever turned.
It sure is.
Hold it up. Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. Cool. There's a big argument outside my window. It's funny. People are like having it out outside my window. Anyways,
put the camera over to it so we can see
it. The window is covered in plastic. I can't see it. Anyway,
that was the very first one you ever did.
This is black locust. This is walnut. And
wow.
I gave him to my husband. His name is Walter.
Wow, that looks nice.
Yeah. Well, then what's that? Oh.
Probably the first thing I saw. No. Probably the second thing I saw Sydney Party AM. Second thing I seen.
He thinks he's muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Chris.
think Chris, you have like muted yourself or something. We can't even see you.
Chris turned off his camera, but not his audio.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, what I missed?
Sorry about that. I thought I turned them both off.
Yeah, we heard that, Chris.
Yeah, we heard that. You and your
I
wife arguing, and she told you if you didn't shut up, she was going to make you.
Hey, she keeps me in line. That's all I got to do is stay in line.
Somebody's got to.
Yep.
So you started with a snowman, and you did some, but then it kind of like took off. How many snowmen have you actually built?
Gosh, I don't know. First few years, it was like 400 to 500
Wow.
a year. I mean, and
Yeah,
but
400 to 500 a year, but hell, that's a lot of snowmen.
it was probably more than that because there's a lot of days, and I sold them year round, but there's a lot of days I'd have to do 10, 12 snowmen in a day.
Wow.
It sounds like you got that Walmart contract then, right?
No, I just have a lot of people on Instagram and Facebook. No, it's not like that now. You know, I mean, that was when they first came out. But now things have died down a little bit. I still keep busy, but I got really burned out for like 2 years. For a year, I didn't even turn.
Right.
You know, when you're on like Facebook and stuff and you're talking to people in the group and that's the one thing they're afraid of the most is that they take a hobby, they think they can do it, and then they turn it into a job and it's not fun anymore, you know?
Right.
That you just get burned out on it and you've got to walk away from it for a while. Kind of sad.
I learned a couple
happens.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned a couple things, a couple tricks to stay engaged. And people say, oh, your snowmen are so different. I do that to keep sane, you know. But, I mean, it's neat that they're all different, but I also do that for a reason. And I've slowed down a lot. I don't do custom snowmen anymore either. Because then I was doing what everybody else wanted, and that was work instead of doing what I wanted. And if they like it, they'll buy it. If they don't, whatever.
And that's kind of what I got into with my scrolling and stuff is the same thing, is that I got into a situation where I was doing custom stuff, and then you get this a-hole that you make something for them and they gave you a deposit, and I never have had to do my scroll work or my wood hobby has never been a need to, as far as I needed the money. So I had this one person that I won't mention her name, but I did something for them and they got it and they looked at it and they started complaining immediately. And I guess she thought she'd give me the deposit and it's non-refundable. I guess she thought that just because her name was on it, that she could negotiate the rest of the payment. Because she said, well, this is wrong and this is wrong. And I'm like, well, it's handmade. I'm not perfect. And she goes, yeah, well, whatever. She goes, well, I'm not giving you the rest of the payment, so to speak, because I really don't like this. And I said, okay. So I took it out of her hands and started walking away. And she goes, whoa, wait, what are you going to do? And I said, this, I'm going to bust it up and put it in the garbage can. And she goes, what? And I said, yes, I'm going to bust it up and put it in the garbage can. I said, you already gave me your deposit and that's non-refundable. You don't like it, so I'm going to bust it up and put it in the garbage can because I will not give you this piece for the deposit. Either you pay me the rest of the money that I asked for this, or I'm going to bust it up and throw in the garbage can because I don't need your money. Okay. And she immediately went like, no, don't destroy it. I'll give you the rest of the money. And so I'm like, I got your number, lady. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to negotiate a price out of this, and there is no negotiation. So, and that's kind of like what you're saying. You are making things for everybody else, but now you're finally making things that you like and want to want to do.
And they're better. You know, when I made a whole bunch of snowmen like that the first couple of years, if you look back on them, they don't look very good because I was in a rush.
I beg to differ. Every snowman that I have seen you make, every snowman that I have seen you make, I beg to differ, where they were awesome.
Well, it's just now I take a lot more time with one. I used to be able to do one 20, 30 minutes, and now I do. It takes like an hour and a half. I take my time.
You remember this one?
Oh my gosh! You've got the fireman in the little fire hydrant.
Yes, you made this for me.
Yeah,
you made this for me, and I bought it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's awesome. Here's a fire hydrant. Turn around. Yes, this is like from the moment I got this. I have this sitting in my living room, and everybody that comes in my house looks at it, and they think it is like awesome. Yeah, my wife even said she is fantastic in what she does. So, and I think the killer is the little fire hydrant.
The dog loves the fire hydrant, right?
Yeah, the dog. We don't have a dog, so I don't have any.
That joke up then.
He's not pissing on anything, so. But yes, you made this for me.
Yeah, I remember. That's cool.
That's awesome.
So I have a question for Holly.
All right, go ahead.
So Holly, you did hundreds, and actually, when you say you did more than 500 a year, that's like 2 a day. Now I don't know how fast you make them, but and you burnt out, or the term anyway. Have you done anything else? Have you kind of, no pun intended, spun off to something else? Have you made tops? Have you, I don't know, bowls? Have you gone to anything else, or to kind of break up the monotony?
I don't know if I am actually interested in doing some bowls.
Okay.
I'm gonna get a hold of Jeff Hornung, and I like the way he does his platters and bowls, and I'm gonna ask him to. I think he's got a video out I can actually watch, but I don't know anything about turning a bowl. I mean, I have a chuck.
I don't either. Yeah.
They're fun.
But other things I turn, or I haven't really branched off. I thought about other things. Well, I did pens for a while. I forgot about that. I did pens for a while.
Pens, yeah.
I like that.
Aussie Man is asking if you can show some more of your snowmen.
Well, I only have a couple.
The snowmen are a big hit, that's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
This guy is going to be a drummer.
Can you make them big, Russ? Please?
Give me a second. I am working on it.
Is that one of those monster size ones you made, Holly?
Wow.
No, I don't.
I was gonna say, did you ever make like a 3-foot one or a 2-foot snowman?
I've made 2.5 foot snowman. It was the biggest thing.
It's pretty big.
Now, what kind of wood is that made out of?
Okay, this is ash down here. He's got a cut off bottom because he's going to be a drummer. But this is Osage, and this is my favorite wood.
That looks cool.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah, it does.
Very nice.
Now, where do you get all your turning blanks from?
Oh, I'm spoiled. My brother has a big, huge farm with a sawmill on it. An old-fashioned
lucky dog.
Really?
in drywood. I go out there and they've got all these barns full of wood, walnut and everything. It's all dry because I have to be careful with splitting. And it's wonderful. I can go out there and get it cut to size. I don't have to pay for it. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better situation.
Right.
No, that's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Now, all the little faces, you hand paint those on there, right?
Yes, but I kind of have a trick. I use paint pens because I really
Right.
can't. I'm not sure about painting with the brush. I think I'd like to soon, but right now the paint pens, I just get the fine and that kind of thing. And
Okay. So the paint pens, I know what you're talking about. And you get the fine paint pens, and then you just draw the little eyes or the smiley face onto that wood, right?
yes, after I finish it, I've been asked that question a lot. I paint the face after I finish it, but I make sure I use actual paint, not markers.
Right.
Paint pens work real well if you want to do some silver or gold, then it really stands out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even though that you're using paint pens, I got news for you. The faces, like for this one, for instance, the drawing on this, even with paint pens, is fantastic. I mean, you have an art talent for the even with a paint pen, putting the smile and everything on this little guy. I mean, he's just adorable. So you have a talent to do that, even though if it is with paint pens.
I know. I'm looking at mine on the face on mine, and it's the same way.
Yeah.
You guys
it's
don't have noses. I sometimes I put a nose on. I do all the time now, but sometimes I would paint them on. But
Well, I'm glad I've got one of your pre-nose ones because we're in your artsy era before you went to noses.
Yeah.
Now it's a collector's item.
Yeah, it's a collector's item.
This is my favorite. Trust me, I love him. My wife, as soon as she saw it, she was like, "Oh my God, this is fantastic." She fell in love, and she follows you also, and watches what you do with your snowmen and stuff. So
have her add me. I was going to ask you how she was doing today.
She's doing good. She's doing good. Yep, she's doing very, very good. But so you have access to the wood and everything, and I guess it's just one of those things that you said you got burnt out for a while. Was it because of the fact that you had to you just kept on making so many, you didn't really have time to do anything else?
I think the custom. Have you ever seen where I do like a drummer or just like yours? Okay, the fireman. That stuff is what got me burned out, because instead of me getting on the lathe and making art, I had to do what somebody asked me to do. And
right.
So it was Russ's fault that you got burnt out.
It's Russ.
It's that fireman that threw you over the top.
No, but I understand what you're saying, because you get all these orders and everybody's saying, I want this and I want that, and I want this and I want that. And it no longer becomes fun, so to speak. It becomes a job. And sometimes when it becomes a job, the fun leaves and you just don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
One of the people in the chat asked, what state are you located in?
Ohio, Mansfield, Ohio, up north. Oh, kind of.
Posting her webpage again on Facebook, or for her Facebook page there, for you guys to see.
Yes, thank you, Al. I appreciate that.
Instagram's nice too, because you can just scroll through pictures.
I'll go find it on Instagram.
It's just Holly Denny on Instagram.
Okay.
Do you put anything on Pinterest, Holly?
The drummer's on there. I didn't put it on there. I don't know who did, but I don't use Pinterest. But I use Instagram and Facebook is just about it.
Yeah.
I'm on TikTok making funny videos. You don't want to see those.
What's your name? Your name on TikTok?
I think it's just Holly Denny. I don't remember or maybe H Denny or something like that. I don't remember an actual name. that I typed in for a username. I don't know what it is.
See, man. So let me get this straight: the fireman burnt Holly out.
You owe me some money. I couldn't even turn, Russ, after that fireman.
Ooh.
Well, let's put it this way. Holly, you're hot. So when I got that fireman, my wife was like, "Who made that for you?" And she saw you, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on you and her as far as y'all communication." But no, I mean, you have with the snowman, and I know you do other things, but I think you're most popular for all the snowmen that you have made. But you have a fantastic talent in making them. I mean, really, when you sent me this one, for instance, and I look at it, your turning is exquisite. I mean, the way you turned him, and then everything that you did with his drawing of his face, his hat. I mean, you have a talent, young lady. I mean, really. And it may be. Do what?
It means a lot to me coming from you. It means a lot to me coming from you.
Yeah,
Especially
you have a talent.
talent. Yeah.
Because it's not only that you were able to turn this, you turn the hat, you turn the man, but when you put it all together, the little face, the little details that you added to it, the little arms, the little fire ribbon that went around, everything, all that put together is a talent. Because I couldn't do this. I mean, I might be able to turn a snowman and maybe the hat, but when you put it all together in what you did, that is a talent, a very big talent that you have.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that is. It's exquisite. My wife saw it and she went like, "Oh my God, who made that?" And I said, "A lady that I met online, Holly Denny." And she goes, "Really?" And that's when I said she started looking into your stuff, and I was like, "Yeah, this is like." As soon as you posted that, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's fantastic." I mean,
I'm going to have to send you a free snowman. Holy crap.
No, but my point is everything that all your snowmen, and I've looked at a lot of your snowmen that you've done and posted and you've sold and everything else, and their unique individuality in each and every one of them, but it's your talent that you put into each and every one of them that make them so unique and wonderful.
One person in the chat wants to know where.
Go ahead.
One person in the chat wants to know where they can buy your snowmen, and another one wants to know how much are the snowmen.
Okay. I don't have a website. I don't even have a place to buy them. You contact me. Just message me on Facebook, Instagram. On Instagram, my phone number and my email are on there. I probably should put that on Facebook too. But contact me through social media. Maybe you guys could even put my number up, my phone number up. I'm not worried about it because I use it only for snowmen.
It's on Instagram. I'll grab it off there if it is.
Okay. Price of them. Now they're
how much is the average cost that you sell your snowman for, so that people can get an idea?
There's this number and this number. Between there is about $50.
Yeah.
I sell some for like 35 or 40 if they turn out very small. But most of them are like 16 inches tall now.
Right.
I mean, and they're premium woods. I try to use really good wood. And I used to sell them for like $20, and I got like a lot of orders, and I couldn't keep up.
Right. Well, because you were selling them too damn cheap.
Yeah, that was when I
Yeah,
first started. I was selling for 20.
Yeah,
I
and
don't see
people
your
were
phone
taking
number on
advantage
Instagram.
of you for selling that cheap. But no, I mean, I would,
He's
I'd
like
rather-
a 35, 40. He would be 40 because he's custom. But see, he's a little
Right.
smaller.
right.
So that, yeah.
They want to know if you will ship overseas.
Yes, I do all the time because a lot of Instagram orders come
Holly,
from overseas.
I don't see your phone number. Do you want to just tell me and I'll type it in the chat?
Okay, 567
567.
867-5309.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Holly. 567.
I should have said that. 567-2419.
2419. What area code?
567
567
241
241
2917.
2917. Okay. 567 241 2997.
Nope.
And
2947, wasn't it?
no, it's 17.
Okay. Holly Denny.
And it's not funny to text me funny stuff all night long. I can see my phone going up with all these texts
Oh, come on. We would think it's
going
funny.
around.
2917. Here we go. I hope I spelled your name right.
It's EY. Denny is EY.
Yes. I'm glad I double checked myself, and thank you for telling me.
I'm going to call you at 3 in the morning and ask you how much you charge for a snowman, or are you awake right now?
You should see the picture she's got on Instagram.
What are you wearing, Holly Denny?
Khaki.
Oh,
Holly from
my
State
mind.
Farm.
As soon as y'all started saying that, my
What is
mind
Tell us. Which
so
Is that
many
good?
perverted
Is that number good
directions.
for my own phone call?
Hey, do you make snowman? Are they nice and warm?
I hate
All
to
right.
put this back on the
Now,
rails.
we got to get off. We got to get back on the subject here.
Holly,
We're
how
talking
far
about
off of
wood. But yes, and that's amazing. Like I said, you definitely have a talent with doing these. And has it? All right. So you said you got you started making them. You started selling them. Has it helped you as far as? Is this an income you're looking for to support you, or are you doing this and if you make a few bucks, you're glad?
I pay bills with the money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what I was wondering. So,
Right,
yeah,
right.
so-
I don't work. I do this, and I feel it when I don't sell any. I
yeah.
feel it. You know, it's hard like in July or right after Christmas right now. It's really tough because people spend all their money on Christmas.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
And it's becoming out of season. I have a solution for that, though. I am going to contact a couple year-round Christmas stores and see if they're interested in carrying maybe a few snowmen.
What's
That
that
would-
place up in Michigan that's by
Bonner?
Bron.
yeah,
Bronner's?
Bronner's? Yeah. My wife has to do a
Bronner's.
pilgrimage to Bronner's every once in a while. Otherwise, she
It's in
starts to shrivel
Frankenmuth.
up and get shaky and stuff like that. But yeah, that wouldn't be a bad place to go.
Yes, that would be an excellent because they sell Christmas stuff year round.
Yeah.
So if you could get
They sell a lot of handmade stuff
That
too.
place is way out of control.
Yeah, I
Way out of
would
control.
definitely contact because I think that they would be very if I was them, I would be very interested in your snowmen and your work. So definitely make them a call and send if you need some pictures or you need a recommendation, tell them to call me. I mean, I will definitely
I will.
recommend you. Yeah,
We have the same thing up in Door County here in Wisconsin. They buy all that stuff year round. It's crazy.
Yeah.
What's it called, Dixon?
I'd have to look them stores up because some of the there's a couple shops, Christmas ones, they just stay open,
Yeah.
but they sell piles of stuff like that
Now,
would be a
Paul, isn't there a place like that up in Michigan that has a?
Yeah, it's
Huh?
Bronner's. Yeah.
Bronner's. It's
Yeah.
it's the biggest Christmas place in the country.
Isn't it
really?
like a Walmart almost?
Huh?
Isn't it like as big as a Walmart almost inside?
It's bigger than a Walmart.
Paul, would
Yeah.
you, if I said that there was at least a football field's worth of floor space in that place, would you say I was nuts? Because it's divided up into different buildings and
It's
stuff,
it's
but
it's bigger than that. I mean, it's
it's huge.
yeah.
I went in there, Paul, years ago when I was married to my ex-wife. Her parents or her grandparents lived in up in the UP in Michigan, and we went up and visited them, and they took us to that place that you're talking about, and I had never seen anything like that in my entire life. I mean, they've got things coming down from the ceiling, the little trapeze man that's running across. I mean, it is just so exquisite.
Yep.
Yeah, it's something else.
Well,
So
it's an amazing place to see.
Someone
Yes.
in the chat recommended Yankee Candle Company. They have a Christmas
Yeah.
setup year round. And there is a town in Indiana called Santa Claus, Indiana, that has a lot of stores. And I would also recommend checking out Gatlinburg and seeing what they have, because there's all sorts of gift stores there.
yes,
I made a list. I went state to state to state and found all the year-round Christmas stores in each state. So I've
Right.
got that paperwork.
My
Well,
wife
Well, start
just,
sending them some pictures of
Yeah.
your work,
I
and
need
all you can do is send out all this information, and if you get feedback, great. And if you don't, you haven't lost anything. I mean, by sending them. But I have a feeling that if you send out the information and they see some of your work, you are going to be overwhelmed by how many people that would respond back of these businesses that would be interested in your work.
Well, I have no problem sending Bronner's a snowman so they can check the work out themselves. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
If they're interested first.
Yeah. No, but I have no doubt in my mind that they would be interested because I just think they're fantastic.
yeah, there's a lot there.
I just put their website in the chat.
Glenna just told me there's 5.5 football fields worth of floor space at Bronner's.
Oh,
Yeah.
Five and a half.
Yeah, she's looking up stuff while we're on the show here.
that's crazy.
I went in there one time. If you've never, and that was my first, I had never been out of Florida that much and never been to Michigan. And my ex-wife, her grandparents lived up in the UP, and we went up there to visit them for Christmas. And her mother and her father and everybody was her brothers. We all went up there to visit them. And if you've never been up there in the UP, you need to go up there. It is some of the most beautiful, and especially in the wintertime, the most beautiful country you will ever see. I mean, it's just beautiful up there in the UP of Michigan. I'm not going to take away from Holly, but we were sitting there and he in his house, and he pointed out to this hill that was, I don't know, very far away, but you see this little tiny, like little dot on top of it, and it looked like an outhouse. And he said, "See that up there?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, and I looked at it. I said, "That looks like a little outhouse. Why did you put the outhouse on top of that hill?" He says, "That's not an outhouse. That's where I go up there and I shoot deer." So he's so far out there that deer on his property come out all the time. And he goes up there and he took me up to it. I mean, it was a hike. It was probably 1 mile away from his house. We walked across this creek, and when I looked at it, it was only about 3 foot wide. And we walked down and walked across of it, and I said, "Wow, you have a little creek there." And he goes, "Oh, wait until all the snow melts." And then he says, "That's the banks on the side of the creek. It becomes a river, so to speak." And I'm like, "Holy crap, really?" But we walked out. He has a little wood stove in there, and he has 4 windows, one on each side, so that he can lift the window up and shoot the deer off when he's sitting in that little house with a little stove and everything. And I was like, wow, it was beautiful country up there.
Yeah, my brother-in-law is the tax assessor up in Ontonagon County, which is way up in the UP, almost up around Ironwood. He's the tax assessor up there.
Wow.
But I'll tell you, they get so much snow up there in the wintertime, he can have it.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeez. My wife was telling me, yelling down the stairs here, she said, Bronner's electric bill, because they've got all the displays plugged in and everything, is $1,250 a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
And that town,
they
the
have
town that they're in
outside-
is actually really cool. They've got an all-you-can-eat, or it's not an all-you-can-eat, it's like a family-style German restaurant, and then right across the street from that is a chicken place.
Yeah,
and they're both
that's
just
in
really
downtown
good.
Frankenmuth. That's
Yeah, it's in Frankenmuth.
yeah, Zenders
It's nice
and
up
Bavarian Inn.
Yeah, Bavarian Inn. I couldn't remember the name of it, Paul.
And then the chicken place is Zenders.
Zenders, yep. Good fudge place down the street.
So, Holly, what is, so this is what you're going to continue to do just to make the snowman? You said you got into turning, but you're not really into bowls or anything like that? You just really don't care about them?
Mallets, though. Didn't you say you'd like to do mallets?
Oh, I love to do mallets. But there's snowman, huh?
Did you have any mallets that you've done? I mean,
oh no, I don't have any here. My problem is, like I get orders, so I fill out the order. Well, I'm usually like 10 or 20 behind, so I don't have a lot of snowmen here. I've only got 3. Here's one. He's skinny. I prefer the chubby ones, but sometimes, sometimes the wood decides what the shape of always the wood decides what shape the snowman is going to be.
Yep.
Right.
But he's actually okay. I took a custom order because it was for a grandmother. What was I not gonna? I had to.
You can't say no to grandmas.
Nope. And it had to be good too.
What determines what you put on him for the bow or the arms or the buttons or whatever? What determines that? It's just whatever you feel like comes out of your artistic mind to put on him?
Yeah, I probably start with the scarf. And depending on what the scarf looks like, that's where I take it from there. You know, the colors and the style and
right.
The reason this guy has a giant feather and he's got gold and everything, she loves angels. So she wanted an angel snowman. So I have to turn him into an angel.
Okay, yeah.
So that's why I did the gold and this big white and the white button stuff.
Right.
To look angelic. It was kind of a weird request, but like I said, I wasn't going to turn it down. I would want somebody to do something for my grandma if she wanted it.
Exactly. No, exactly. No, but yeah, fantastic. Anybody else? And I haven't went through the chat tonight, and I need to do that. Aussie Man's here. Appalachian Heritage Woodshop. Leonard Davis. All are out there. Just going back through. James Parker's out there.
Easy there, Jim.
There's a couple more questions there for Holly. One wants to know, have you ever made an Olaf the snowman? And
there you go.
And someone wants to know, have you ever turned any burls?
Oh yeah, burls are my favorite.
Oh,
Usually they're a hat. I did a holly burl hat recently. I had this holly burl, and I didn't even know because this piece was this big. How does holly get like that? But I guess there's an American holly tree. So that's where it came from. It was burl. It was beautiful. I don't have it with me. It's sold, but I like burl. I had some Honduran rosewood burl. That was amazing. But
Do you have to
We
put
had-
it in epoxy or anything, or you just turn it? I've never turned burl.
Neither have I.
I don't fill in the holes. I like the holes. I like the marks. I like everything.
Do you,
Yeah.
In a crummy piece of wood, the crummier, it usually makes a better hat or a better.
The worse, the better.
do you
Yeah.
you know?
And you're right, because I mean, this her hat has like the hat has like some.
Oh, yeah. I
The
don't know what
whole-
that is in walnut. It's like white stuff. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Those actually look like termites or something had been in it.
Yeah.
You better
so
watch
ridiculous.
it.
No,
Maybe I gave you a termite hat.
no, but I understand what you're saying, because the unique marks, like you're saying, of the wood, if it's crummy wood and you turn it down, everything, it gives it that unique appearance, so to speak.
Right.
Travis Ramsey has been over there on Facebook. Jim Dockrell, oh my God, he's been in here and we didn't even know that.
Do you want me to
Keep it
ban?
kinda quiet.
Do you want me to ban Dockrell right now?
Yeah, Leonard Davis. Thank you all for being out there.
I guess that's a no.
Michelle Loom Kidder.
Loom Knitter.
Loom
Michelle
knitter.
Loom Knitter. She's one of the Crafting Crusades.
Oh yeah.
Mitchell Loomknitter.
So thank you all for being out there. I'm sorry, but we got I try to keep up with the chat and look out there and say that this person's here or this person's there. But when you have somebody like Holly that is so interesting, you're trying to talk to them and you kind of like forget that the people are out there in the chat. I'm sorry.
I can't see the comments for some reason.
Well, we will tell you that they are very excited about you.
Oh,
Holly, how far off is your brother from I-80?
oh,
Is
I'm
he-
sorry. I meant to. I don't know. He lives in Norwalk.
Norwalk? I'll look it up.
Yeah.
'Cause I go to Twinsburg for work. I should go there once every probably 4 months, but I could.
Well,
use
that's why I
some,
didn't know, because I didn't know where Twinsburg was. So
It's over by Cleveland. It's south 275, maybe.
okay.
Yeah, it's just south of Cleveland.
Jim Dockrell says, I've just been sitting here quietly, Russ. If you want that to change, keep it up.
There's a first time for everything, Jim.
Should I
Yeah.
block him, Russ? Should I block him right now?
Yeah. What is Aussie Man said? Have you ever made a snowman from what?
Yeah.
Banksia. Banksia pod. Yeah. No, I haven't, but I have a Banksia pod, and I'm going to turn it into a snowman.
Oh, cool.
So I'll
It's a
post
seed
it.
pod.
Yeah, it's a seed. They're about that long. It's full of holes,
Oh, wow.
That's it.
and they're dark brown.
Wow.
When you turn them, it's like beautiful wood, real rich, dark wood, but it's got holes all through it.
Right.
Right.
It's really neat.
Now, those holes from the growth, are they from insects that were
From the
inside of
growth. They grow that
the
way.
growth? Cool.
Yeah, just growth. It's not. I heard something about they're in mangroves.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what that. I think that's trees and water is a mangrove, but
Yeah, mangrove is trees and mangroves grow in water, in other words, and I've never heard of that though.
I
It
think
looks
those are
pretty
native
cool. I
to
looked it
Australia.
up.
I think those nuts are native to Australia.
Holly, I need to ask you a question.
Okay.
When did you have your eyesight corrected? I'm noticing on the on Instagram you have a lazy eye issue with one of your eyes.
Are
I
you
did it.
serious?
I was wondering how the surgery was for
Yeah.
that.
Okay, I have a sense of humor. And things like that come back to haunt me.
I think it's awesome.
I just learned, I took a selfie to send to my son and I was being silly. So I crossed my eyes. One eye was going straight, the other was going that way. So I sat there and I kept taking pictures and I thought, how am I doing this? Then I posted like an idiot.
Can't
Once
take
it's on the
that back.
web, it's there forever.
For the chat, and for forever, there's the link, guys. But you gotta go.
A lazy eye in perpetuity.
I see that now when you're talking to your friends, they'll sit there and look at you and say, how many times do I got to tell you to look at me when I'm speaking?
And the guy next to her is going, "Stop looking at me."
Yeah.
So
Hey, my
I would
eyes are
have
up
to
here.
say that you just more or less are you still doing custom orders or not? I mean,
I do a little bit if it's not that big of a deal, but like
okay,
I can't do like a doctor and a nurse and all that stuff anymore. But
Right.
like she wanted a snowman with wings. That's all right, you know.
so a generic request, in other words, if it's a snowman shoveling or something
Yeah.
that like generic, you can do that. All right. Well, anyway, my point is so that we put her number out there, and for anybody that's watching this tomorrow or next week or whenever, she will do custom orders. And I can tell you, if you order one of her snowmen and get one of them, they are fantastic. I have done a lot of woodworking in my lifetime, and seeing what she did with this and how she did it, she has an extreme talent with these snowmen. She really does. How she chooses what she puts on them, and even their little faces that she paints onto it extremely well. So if you want a snowman, I would highly, highly recommend that you contact her and have her make one for you.
I'm
You know,
sorry,
the-
chat
the-
by the way. Just
What she did with this one is went and cut all of these Air Force symbols out of cloth and glued them on there. So they're not like a painted thing or something where
Right.
she just went through and whipped it out on a printer or something like that. She took the time to cut it out. And man, I mean, I really, like I said, I was telling her this thing's on my office, table where my
Yes.
computer is and stuff is one of my favorite things.
This
You know how
one,
good, do you know how good it makes me feel when somebody really appreciates my work like that? It's really cool.
Yeah,
you
well,
say
well
that,
deserved.
but you say that it makes you feel really good, but you are talented.
Yeah.
I mean, you are very talented in what you do. So it makes you feel good, yes, but you should you should. I don't know how to put this without saying stupid, but you also should be very proud of some of the products that you produce because they are very wonderful. They are. I have one here. I mean, even the hydrant that you made, it's the most simplistic thing. I can make this 100 times over without any problem. But when I look at it and see the time that you took to put all the details into this, I'm thinking like, even my wife said, "Oh my God, that looks like a real damn fire hydrant." I'm like, "Yeah, she put the detail into it." So
It was for a firefighter. It had to be good.
yeah. So, but the talent that you have in sometimes simplistic things you know what I'm saying, looks so much better than the Mona Lisa, so to speak. So,
Thank you.
but yeah, it's very wonderful. But like I said, if you have Holly Denny is a huge member of the community, a talent and fun lady that was put out there by Steve Twidell over on Facebook.
I love Stephen Twidell. His work is always so unique.
Yep.
He does all these different things that nobody's ever thought of.
Yeah.
And I love his work.
They are. I agree with you, Holly. They're
Yeah,
very
he's another good one in the turning community.
So thank you for whoever brought that up. I can't see the comments, but
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of people. Austin Man says I'm going to try to buy one. Leonard Davis's amazing work, Holly. So you've got everybody's out there commenting and saying the same thing. Holly turned a pen for my grandson and loved it. Travis Ramsey.
yeah, I went to school with Travis Ramsey actually.
Yeah,
So
he made a pen. You made a pen for his grandson.
Yeah.
So
I think the turning community is amazing, and those comments are a perfect example of it. Everybody's so supportive.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. Yes, and woodworking in general. Most of your woodworking platforms in general are very supportive of other people. So, but yes. So
I have a cheat sheet for making snowmen. If people ask me for help, I love to encourage people to do snowmen because it's such a fun thing to do. And I have a sheet that I take a picture of it and send it to them. And then I have my faces on a couple of sheets of paper. And I tell them they can mix and match things, you know. And I just like to help people. There's enough people that like snowmen that, you know, everybody can turn them.
Yep.
Well, it's like if you want to go and turn your own snowman, you keep thinking, well, Holly does this. Why don't you just get one from Holly instead? So,
yeah. Cut out the middleman.
Exactly.
Okay. You actually inspired me to after I saw your snowman, so I created one.
There we go.
Russ, that's amazing.
Yep, I created one. After I seen you do so many of them, I was like, all right, I'm gonna try my hand at it. So I made one myself. So
nice. And you put it's 3 balls, isn't it? 3 sections. That's hard to do. I struggle with that. I don't do it very often because it's hard to get it to look right. So kudos on that.
Yep. So this was my interpretation, and you inspired me to make this.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, his hat wasn't really tall or whatever, but I put a little bow up there, and I even made this little pointy nose.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's got the nose.
Yep.
Cute.
Does he have a tongue sticking out?
Huh?
Does he have a tongue sticking out of his mouth?
No.
Those are simple.
When I saw her making these, actually, I made a couple of them. Actually, if you want to see the other ones, here. Hold on.
I don't know why you all haven't made a snowman. You got explain yourselves.
This was the other one that I made.
Oh, look at that!
Cool.
Nice job.
So these are the 2 that I made that you actually inspired me to try it. So
that's awesome.
Now, how do you do the arms? Are they just branches?
You say that, and I look at them, and I go like, yeah, because I drew the little mouth on it. I put googly eyes on them. I don't do eyes very well, so I put
He is
googly
really,
eyes
they're
on.
really
But
good.
when you say that and you say that they look out pretty well, but when I look at these and I go, yes, I did a good job, and I admit I did a good job for what I was trying to do. But when you compare that back to your fireman, there's no comparison.
Well, Russ, I've been doing it a lot of years. Your snowman's really good. They're really good.
Yeah. But yeah, when I compare mine and I see some of yours, I'm like, yeah, like they're okay. They're okay, but they're not as good as yours.
I have a collection of snowmen. I should have brought them all that people have sent me. I love it when people send me snowmen. Hint, hint. Was that a big enough hint?
You should make like a snowman chess set. That would be kind of cool.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that would be cool.
Yeah, but I'm really proud when they send me a snowman and tell me that, I inspired them to do that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Hey, another thing I do is, I'm not trying to sell anything, but these are really helpful. I make little Ziploc bags of everything you need to decorate a snowman. The scarf, the nose, the arms, the buttons, and I put them together in bags. It's like 3 bags for $9 or $10, whatever. And
really? I didn't know.
That's cool. Accessory
Where's
kit.
that
Yeah.
at? Where do you sell these at? I mean,
I just to wood turners. Like if somebody is interested in making a snowman, I'll tell them about them, but I don't really promote them. But people love them because I when I did my demo, I sold $200 worth of those things.
Wow.
Those scarf packs.
There you go.
Because people like guy woodworkers, or most of the guys, there's a lot of girls too, but they don't know much about going to Joanne Fabrics and picking out fabrics and picking out buttons and stuff like that. They don't want to do all that. So it makes it a little easier. I even give them a hat decoration already done.
Does it come with instructions, Holly?
Huh?
Does it come with instructions?
Yeah, it comes with an instruction sheet, just tips and tricks, and then 2 sheets with my faces on them. And I tell
faces?
them, yeah, drawn.
Oh, okay.
There's
But not your face. Not your face with the eye.
No, not me. With the eye?
no, but that's really good because, that would be good for someone that can actually do some.
It just saves people from going to the store and spending a bunch of money on stuff like that.
Actually, hold on, just 1 second.
So it's kind of like a pen kit, but a snowman kit.
Yeah.
Accessory kit. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that is.
That's a good idea.
I really like that.
I mean, it bugs me that I like it when snowmen look a little different than mine. So when I tell people things, I tell them, make sure you use your own creativity. Don't follow everything I say because this is your snowman. You make it the way you want to make it. But when I send out the faces and the tips and the kits for making the snowman and stuff, they still turn out unique, and that's what I like.
Cool.
Now you go make a snowman.
Thank you.
Yes.
I gotta break out the lathe and make a snowman.
There you go.
I do have enough projects to do.
That makes me happy.
Chris, that's an understatement, Chris.
I know it. I'm starting to agree with Russ. You retire, you wind up being busier.
Yeah.
Oh, you found that out, huh?
Well, I gotta sleep till 10. Then you gotta go up and check your email and watch a little TV, and it's a busy day.
Coffee. Gotta have the coffee.
Yeah, well, that goes without saying. Yeah. Hey, before we let Holly bail out, we need a shop confession out of her. We haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Holly,
Oh boy.
shop confession time. What is something you have done in your shop, and when after you did it, you just shook your head and went like, "I was the about the biggest dumb idiot thing I ever thought about, and doing or whatever. And for instance, I always give this analogy because it's really happened. I was nailing a couple of pieces of wood together, and I forgot that the brad nails I was using were like 1.5 inches, and I was nailing 2 half-inch pieces together. So when I shot it, I was holding it, and it went through the wood and into my finger.
That's gotta hurt.
Yeah. So what's something like that you did around your workshop that you just?
The other day, I drilled into my finger. I had two snowmen, and it's still swollen. I don't know if you can see it, but it had two snowmen. One had a big head, and one had a little tiny head. And I just went. In the big head, I felt how much pressure I needed to put. I was doing their noses. I was drilling in for their noses. And then I grabbed the one with the little head, and I did the same pressure, and it just went right through into my knuckle.
Oh, you get extra for blood.
Yeah.
Was it blood too?
Yeah, I got sick. I got sick because the drill went in under my skin, and I looked at it and saw it, and it was just gross.
Next time you'll have to heat that drill bit up. That way it won't hurt as much. It'll heal right away.
Cauterize it.
But now you can say you put your blood into this work.
Yeah, right.
And she'll be really making faces.
That's the stupidest thing I've done in a while. In a while.
Oh.
Wow. Can't all be good ones. So,
ouch.
Anyways, any more questions in the chat?
Don't see any.
I'm looking through. I'm with Brenda for a change. I don't see any.
For a change.
Come on over to the dark side.
We're gonna get out of here, and it's 9:18. Thank you, Holly. Thank you very much.
Welcome. It was fun. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah,
you were afraid you were going to be freaked out.
Yeah, you were like all nervous in the pre-show. She was like, "I've never done this live before," and I'm like, "It's all right. It'll be okay." But see, once you get on here with all of us crazy people, you get calmed down. So,
yep.
Hey, speak for yourself, Russ.
We almost went off the rails, but we kept it there. We stayed there.
Yep. So, but yes, thank you very much, and thank you so much for all y'all that have been out there in the chat. I appreciate it. We have been watching you, and it's that's the hard thing about for me when you get somebody like Holly on here and you're talking to her and getting so many or asking her so many questions or whatever, you kind of like forget to look up there and see who was all out here. But yeah, Jim Dockrell, Frenzy, Wicked Truth, Aussie Man, I mean Leonard Davis, all y'all people are out there, and I appreciate it very, very, very much for you being on here.
We also need to do like a prayer request for Ken McCrory. He was in the chat and says that he has COVID and pneumonia.
Oh.
Yes, I saw that in this afternoon. I think it was that he posted that. Yes, Ken McCrory. He has COVID, and he's also had. I think he went in with pneumonia, and they found out that he had COVID on top of it. Is what I read. But yes, our thoughts and prayers are with you, my friend. I hope very much that you. I hope and pray very much so that you recover and recover quickly. And that's. I was one of those whenever the COVID came out that I had skepticism as to how bad it was, and over this past year of 2020, I have had a few friends of mine that have come down with it, and I know that how bad it really is. So you're very fortunate if you get it and only have minimal symptoms like flu symptoms and like him, for instance, he's also got pneumonia on top of it. So, yeah, I can't even imagine that. So,
Yeah,
my
so
thoughts
I
and
had two
prayers.
friends that got it too. Both were hospitalized. One was actually given last rites,
Yeah,
but he
so,
recovered. He suddenly bounced back. So
yeah,
he's on the hospital.
it's real. It's out there. There's no
Yep.
ifs, ands, and buts about it. So,
Yeah,
and
I agree.
like I said, I had a lot of skepticism. It's not that it wasn't real. It was just I got pissed off at the media because I think the numbers were skewed, and that's what really upset me. But in this same aspect, I have had some real close friends that have caught it and were really sick, not hospitalized sick, but they were really sick with it. And it's changed my outlook on it in some aspects, both. So, but our thoughts and prayers are out there with you, and God bless anybody that gets it. I mean, I pray for all of y'all that you get it, that you will
Recover.
have
turning the corner.
have either a mild effect or recover from it quickly. One of the two.
We're turning the corner though. The vaccine's available. We're just going to get everybody get those shots.
Yep.
I
All
got
right.
the vaccine a week from last Monday.
So thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you, Brenda, Paul, Chris, Dixon, Al, and Jim. Thank you for all y'all being here. And thank you, Holly, for being on the show tonight. And I appreciate it so very much. And if you want to come back in the future, just let me know. We'd love to have you on again.
I've had fun tonight.
And give us a heads up. We'll all make a snowman.
Yeah, we'll all make a snowman.
There you
And
go.
we'll all hold our snowman up too.
This will be my snowman next time.
Everybody makes their snowman and then compares it. Mine will kind of like be like this.
All right, so we're out of here. There's only one thing that you need to know. If you're too darn busy to get out in your shop and make some sawdust, you're just too damn busy. So get out there and make some sawdust. Just give me sawdust, lots of sawdust all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my beard and hair. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching, and God bless.
Night, y'all.
Remember, you don't have to go home, but you cannot stay here.
No,
What Chris said.
Are all off.
Finish up your drinks.